This video demonstrates how to complete a full-time faculty hiring request in Campus Labs. To access the Campus Labs platform, go to the A to Z index on the MiraCosta website and click the Campus Labs link. You will be asked to log in, and you can do so by using the username and password that you use to access any internal MiraCosta website. Once you've logged in, you will see this screen, and to begin completing your resource request, you want to click on the bottom right box labeled Planning. You'll be taken to a dashboard page. You will not see the assessment cycles section on your dashboard, as this is an administrative section. But you will see the My Plan items section, which will show you any items that you've created in Campus Labs in the academic year 2019-20. In addition, you'll also see a section on the right labeled Announcements. The very top link is the link where you can get additional information about the full-time faculty hiring process. By clicking on that link, you'll see information related to the timeline for the process during the fall of 2019, as well as the Academic Affairs Committee Hiring Prioritization Guide, which shows you each of the 5 areas that are taken into consideration on the scoring for faculty hires, as well as the questions that you'll be asked to address when answering each of those areas. To return to the dashboard, click the caret next to the word Announcement at the top of the page. In order to begin completing the request form, make sure that you click the Plans document on the left-hand tab. When you get to the workspace, make sure that the top drop-down says Academic Year 2019-20. In the second drop-down, select Resource Requests. And finally, make sure that you choose your unit from the list below. You may have to click a couple of layers to get to your particular department. For the purposes of this video, we'll use the test unit. To create a resource request form, go to the far right and click the blue Plan Item dropdown. Select Full-Time Faculty Hiring Request. This will open up the faculty hiring request form, and the first thing that you want to do is provide a name for this position. You'll also notice that it says to be sure to connect this hiring request to the applicable action plan using the Related tab and Plus Supports section in the right-hand column. So go to the right-hand column, click the second tab, which is labeled Related, and select the Plus Supports link. That will take you to the connection page. You'll want to connect to an action plan from this most recent year, or it could be a prior year. But in this case, we'll select academic year 2018-19. You also want to go in the second drop-down to the Goals and Action Planning section. And finally, make sure that you again select your particular department from the list at the bottom. When you do that, you will see a list of your available action plans from 2018-19. To add an action plan and make that connection, simply click the blue plus sign on the right, and you'll see it added to the right-hand column. Finally, go to the Back to the Plan item button below, and that will return you to the resource request document that you're filling out. You'll notice in the right-hand column that the action plan link is shown on the right, and you can then continue filling out the rest of the form. The second box asks for a summary statement of need. Please make sure that you provide the information that's being requested in the description below the title. So notice, for instance, that this is asking you to make sure that you state the impact on your action plan if this request is not funded. As you begin to type within each box, one of the things to be aware of is that you can always expand the box by grabbing the bottom right-hand corner so that you can better see what you're typing. It's also a rich text box that allows you to put text into bold, italics. You can create bulleted or numbered lists. You can also insert links and images, or you can put in a table. The other thing that you should be aware of is that as soon as you finish a particular box and move on to the next one, you will see a green check mark to show that your work in the prior box was auto-saved. The following sections are related to the 5 criteria on which these hiring requests will be scored. For each of these, you're asked to address the questions that are listed under each area. You can do so again by filling in the summary box. The additional option for you in these particular areas is to attach documents that might be relevant to the information you're providing. If you have documents that are located in the document repository in Campus Labs, you can access those documents and link them with this linked document link, and you can select from that document repository the file that you would like to link, and it will be connected to this specific answer. If, however, you have a file that is not located in your document repository, you can connect it directly from Files on your computer by clicking the plus File button next to the Plan Item Files. That will open up a browser window on your computer where you can select the file that you're interested in linking, and it will attach it again directly to this particular answer. Once you have done that, you can click through you can work through each of the areas, filling in the text boxes with the answers to these questions and attaching documents if applicable. Once you have completed all 5 criteria areas, the remaining information is specific to the position that you're creating, specifically salary, benefits, and equipment. Select the salary funding account source from the drop-down list, whether it's an instructional faculty or counselor or librarian. Fill in the amount of money that you will need to cover the salary for that person. In the health and benefits and retirement section, make sure that you check whether or not this person that you're asking to hire will need health benefits and will be eligible for a retirement system. And if applicable, under the equipment section, select any of the equipment listed that might be needed for that position. If you have a replacement position, you may not need a new computer, office space, or furniture. But if this position is a brand new one that has never been hired before, you may need then a desktop computer, office space, and furniture for that person. If you have other equipment that you might need as well, be sure to check that box and provide a description in the box below of what the other equipment is, as well as the cost that you anticipate for that other equipment. Once you've finished all the fields in this request form, hit the blue Done button at the bottom, and it will return you to the workspace. If you need to make any edits to this particular request form, you can always do so by clicking on the title, and it will take you back to the form so that you can make those edits. If you have a second faculty hiring request, simply go to the Plan Item button on the far right, select Full-Time Faculty Hiring Request, and it will take you to a second request form where you can begin the process again. Both of those will appear on your workspace. This concludes the video demonstrating how to fill out a full-time faculty hiring request form in Campus Labs.